Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Guys, if you're so inclined and you have the time, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon below. The subscribe button just notifies you when I release new content, go live. It lets YouTube know that you're a human, not a robot, and it really helps me get the algorithm allegedly out there where more people are exposed to my videos. So if you can, I'd appreciate it. But guys, today I wanted to talk about a custom knife that is very near and dear to my heart, and this is my second one actually. This is the Jason Grant Brass Brigade's J-Kal. The J-Kal is defined by this very unique handle. This is a small and I think a standard size, because you can get these done custom. But if you see this, if you'll notice, the handle from here back is what defines these knives, right? That's going to be the standard J-Kal feature, is that handle, that wonderful ergo, that great finger choil. And then you can choose from many different blade styles, whether you want a Warncliffe, whether you want something crazy like a Warn Cleaver, whether you want a basic drop point Pakuta or whatever you call that shape. That's a chisel grind there. And this is just a nice deep hollow grind, right? So Jason, the way I look at these knives is not only are they functional, but they're more just very unique USA made pieces of art, guys. This is made out of, the first one I showed you was S35VN. This is a tool steel. I forget exactly which tool steel it is, but it comes from very, very thick stock, and we'll get some measurements, do some size comparisons in a second. And it has these really nice G10 handles, where my other one had micarta handles. These handles are just the right thickness for me. They're a little bit, I don't want to say thick because I don't want it to sound like a negative, but they give you really just enough handle purchase to get a great grip on this little knife. Now, this knife is kind of whimsical to me. What I'm going to probably mainly use this for is a secondary carry. I'm sending this knife to Master Joda at Lancelot Leather, EDC Roundtable. You guys check those guys out to get a couple of custom sheaths made. Joe's made sheaths for many different styles of the J-Kals, but this guy is going to be used to open packages, do detail cuts. It will cut down cardboard, but we're not going to use it for that. It is slicey. But the way I look at this is just a great piercer, kind of a nice have on you. Heaven forbid you need a self-defense knife. You need to get a splinter out of your hand. You need to open that package. I can't stress the way that this knife feels in hand. It's just really a joy to have. It's got, I don't know if you can see this under the light, but it's got kind of a gun-blued black finish here. And then the satin blade where you can see the grind lines. Jason grinds all these by hand in sunny California, USA. This one's more of an apocalyptic finish, but that's another thing that somebody can get with a J-Kal. Mine are very understated. So the blade, the tang, it's pretty neutral because that's what I liked. Now, brother Beard of Doom and a good friend of mine, A to Z EDC, both got the large J-Kals with that really interesting compound grind blade that has the spine treatment that just basically makes it look like a spinal cord. I mean, it's done by hand, but it's almost rope-like or bone-like, just super, super cool stuff. And you guys, I'll leave the link in the description. Again, I have no affiliation with Brother Grant, except for I'm a gripper owner. I was able to check out his gripper V2. I'm going to be picking up a tripper when they come in. I've got one of those picked out. And the J-Kals, when I discovered these, I have just kind of fallen down the rabbit hole. Those of you that watch the channel know I've been hunting for the perfect EDC knife. I've done a lot of videos on different EDC knives, fixed blades, and I say the perfect EDC knife, I meant the perfect EDC fixie. But I brought a lot into the collection, most of which still need reviews because I've got quite a cornucopia of them now. But my favorites, just because the hand-natured artistic detail work and the fact that I've always been a Brass Brigade Jason Grant fan ever since I discovered him with the gripper, I really do love these knives. They mean a lot to me. They make me feel, which is what my channel is really about, like I've got a very capable tool in my hand. Whether it's the chisel grind that I've reviewed, or this particular J-Kal, or the little mini I've got coming in. I've got one coming in smaller than this. And then I've also got my final current order, which is very unique. I won't even spoil it. I'll just share it with you guys when it comes in. But this is the Jason Grant at Brass Brigade is his Instagram handle. And it is the J-Kal. So guys, let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. And we'll start off, we'll compare this to the Baby Banter, and then we'll look at some fixed blades. And we'll, just because we do it on everything, let's just go ahead and open the Cold Steel 4MAX, even though we know this is not a fixed blade. So, or this is not a folder. As you can tell, it's much smaller than the Cold Steel 4MAX, and it's a little bit bigger than our Civivi Baby Banter. So the first fixed blade that I brought into my collection, looking for an EDC knife, turned out to be a fantastic knife, but it is a little big for my EDC needs, right? And this is the SE3. So you can tell that the J-Kal's a good bit smaller than the SE3. And then another knife that you guys might have a size comparison with, this is the Guardian 3. So the Guardian 3 is just a little bit smaller than the J-Kal. But if you'll notice, the handle and the choil, you've actually got better balance, in my opinion, in the J-Kal handle. However, I love this knife too. This happens to be in Rex 45. And the SE is in S35VN. Look at a couple of smaller knives that I carry on the pretty regular. This is the Jacob Creates Chickadee. And this is the tiny SE Candura. So you can tell the J-Kal is going to be what I would call a small, medium size fixed blade. It is plenty small to have in a nice leather sheath as a pocket dropper, or to have in a nice leather sheath with some horizontal belt straps. But I, guys, am not only a fan of Jason's work, but I'm a huge, huge fan of the way that he has taken this basic concept and refined it so that it's ergonomically just, I mean, if you guys see me at Blade Show, come find me and I'll let you hold one, because really it's hard to describe. It just really does fit the hand great. And then what he's able to do with his artistic abilities and his ability to grind blades and make knives, it's just, it's getting better and better. And now I might have the company wrong, but I think he's working with a local company there, Waterjet, something like that, that uses CNC jets to cut out the blanks. So he no longer has to cut out his J-Kal blanks. and can get them in different tool steels, different stainless steels. Just really, really cool. And the experience of every knife I've had built by him has been great because he's very enthusiastic. He's a great communicator. He sends videos of progress along the way. I don't know if his books are currently open, but he's definitely worth giving a look to. So if we look at the blade size on this, the overall is going to be right between 3 1/4 and 3 1/2, with a cutting edge of right under, or cutting length of right under 3 inches. I'm going to say over 2 3/4, under 3 inches. Got a nice sharpening choil here. The handle, the actual G10 handle, is 3 1/2 inches. If you measure it to where that choil is, it's a sconce under 4 inches. The overall knife is maybe 7 1/4 inches, or less than 7 1/4. But guys, this is the Jason Grant J-Kal. It's my second J-Kal. I think you guys probably saw the unboxing, but I've had over a month with this knife and it has murdered some packages. It has not had my edge put on it yet or even been touched up. Again, I haven't cut a ton of cardboard or anything like that with it, but this knife, when you talk about how a knife makes you feel, these little guys are a whole nother level for me, guys. And I think it's just because of knowing that these are both handmade. These are both started out kind of as Jason's brainchild, because I didn't even have both of these knives. I picked out when he showed them on his Instagram, which is why I'll put it in the description. You guys should follow him. He'll be making 3 or 4 knives, and he might have 2 or 1 or 2 that aren't spoken for, and he'll put them up on Instagram. And that's how I bought this knife and a little small knife that was one of his first fixed blades that he was just playing with, that I'll show you guys at some point. I don't have it in here, but that's how I picked up my J-Kals. And then the one that he's making now, he and I talked about it, and I think I've got a good idea of the design. Plus, he's been sending me pictures of it. And the other thing, I won't even get into it to ruin it, but I do look forward to sharing that with you. But guys, I am so humbled and appreciative that y'all actually stop by and watch my content. I hope it's somewhat entertaining or valuable to you. I hope that you're inspired enough to click the subscribe button or give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you'd like me to do different, what you don't like about the videos, or you can just give me a thumbs up. Or you can just continue to come back and watch the videos. No pressure. I love having you here. I do ask that you look out for the guy or gal to your left, that you look out for the guy or gal to your right, that you keep loving your heart, and you move forward with debate before hate. I love you all. Peace.